saying today, Divine Feminine, you may be feeling the flow of life lately. You may not have any expectations and are just going with what life has to offer. You may feel a calm within and not easily affected by other people's stuff. You can watch from afar and just see them where they are at. You have healed a lot of your codependent tendencies, and this is creating a more regulated internal world for you. You have worked through a lot of your fear and abandonment wounds and now are able to trust the divine more than ever to lead you to your destiny. Divine Masculine, you are working now through deep anger and emotions that you may have cut off. Your life may feel stressful, and work may still be something you are struggling with. There is a deep desire to take time off and just relax, to turn off from all the world. You're exhausted and you're whole. Life is solving problems. Now you may want to have it, or break from it all the divine wants you to remember to have. Things are around the corner, and opportunities will be coming forward. Life is built on bad and good days. We turn into loudspeakers when life is showing its glamorous side to us, but life is pretty ugly too. We take pride in the goodness, and when we live in the bad days of our life, we want to escape. These bad days define us as much as happy days. We never want to own up to our mistakes, failures, hurt, and pain. If good days are ours, so are bad days. Smiles belong to us as much as tears. The laughter comes out of us, and so would the serene couldn't stop dancing when life had planned only happiness for me, and I denied getting up from bed when life took a shot at me. But life is sweet and bitter. It'll feed us salt some days and not sugar. Today God says to you, they promised not to hurt you, and yet they did. This is what leads you to lose all hope that people actually mean what they say. Most times they say it to get closer to you, so that you let your guard down and trust them. They make their way into your heart with no intention of staying, with only empty promises and half-hearted affection. There's no understanding why people come into your life, only to turn it upside down, and sometimes it feels like that's all that ever happens. The good kind of love starts sounding like a myth, something you will never encounter. But don't give up on the idea of it, because for every person who broke your heart, there will be someone who will treat it with the greatest love and care. For every person who turned their back on you, there will be someone who will stay. For every person who made you feel like you weren't good enough, there will be someone who will make you feel like you're worth it. God's saying to you, if your person is making you wonder where you stand in their life, then you need to read this. You could be dealing with someone who runs away from confronting their emotions. They have acted in a sneaky way in the past, and they might, have continued to do that, but you have set boundaries with this person now. Your assertive and confident ways is making this person question their own intentions and motives of being connection with you. Either this person is scared of rejection, and that's the reason they act in an emotionally withdrawn way, or this person is simply a player. They are selfish and know well how to keep you hooked to them forever. This person seems to be confused and lost as they don't know what they want out of relationships. But one thing is clear, they have realized that you are not like others. You are confident, beautiful, and assertive, and they know you are not easy to manipulate. There could be a little confusion going on as well in your connection at this point. Things are not what they seem. so treat carefully. If you feel the other person is not being honest, then it's better to walk away for now. One of the first things to look at when addressing self-respect is what boundaries do you have with others. For example, do you give too much of yourself away and don't get reciprocity? Maybe you work hard and always say yes for. A boss that does not show appreciation or reward you appropriately for the work you do. Maybe a friend or relative always asks things of you or always wants you. Help and advice, but is always too busy or not forthcoming when you need the same back from them. Maybe you give a lot in your relationships and feel taken for granted by others. It is 0 to say no to others and put your own needs higher, and it is 0 to expect reciprocity and mutual respect. It is not selfish to expect these things. It is about balance. And all relationships need this balance to be healthy, whether in work, friendship, romance. So take some time to reflect on where your boundaries are currently at and whether there are areas in your life where you might need to make some adjustments. Just remember, boundaries are only ever good if you enforce them. Otherwise, you may as well not have them if others can always breach them with no consequences. Don't let others use you solely for their own gain. Find that balance so that you can be your loving, kind and generous self without all that good energy being drained for the wrong reasons or intent. When you're going through as much stress as you are right now, it can feel overwhelming. It can feel like you're never going to experience happiness or relaxation again. But you have to remember that you're going to get through this. You've been in tough spots before and you made it through. That will happen again. You won't always feel this horrible. One day, you're going to wake up smiling. One day, these problems will be in your rear view. You just need to keep pushing through. Keep moving forward, even if you're only taking baby steps. Never settle for someone who treats you like a backup plan, someone who puts you second instead of making you a first priority. Never settle for someone who picks and chooses when to answer your texts, someone who makes you wait for a reply. Never settle for someone who tells you how much you mean to them, but never proves it. Someone who says all of the right things, but never does the right things. You should never be treated like a second choice. You should never be a part of the background, an afterthought. You should be the first and only person they think about when they wake up in the morning. You should be the person they can't wait to see, the person they're eager to text back. Wait for someone who shows up on time, someone who follows through on their promises. Wait for someone who calls you up to deliver good news, because you're the first person they thought of telling. Someone who makes an effort to include you in their life. Wait for someone who has an actual interest in what you have to say, not someone who wants you to be quiet so they can talk about their day, not someone who is secretly thinking about other things while you speak. Wait for someone who makes it clear they care about you, that they're willing to commit to you, someone who lets their friends, their parents, and their Facebook friends know that you are their person forever and always. Please never settle for someone who puts you second, because you deserve to be a first priority. This Scorpio full moon eclipse is transforming our attitudes. Activations are awakening us to optimism and choosing to focus on the positive with humor. Doing so will bring a final death to shadow wounds, including other people creating challenges in lives. We are able to transcend those life lessons and heal now. The Aries new moon eclipse began a new phase of confidence, worth, power, and leadership. This is expanding from a healthy and strong physical vessel, which the Most High is focusing on for us to have. We can accept this help through choosing this higher spiritual path in our ascension and moving ahead with the energies. Let go and be carried by putting yourself and your health first this weekend. There is a strong third-party situation which is keeping you and your partner stuck in some similar cycles. It is possible that this person give you on and of behavior They are not ready to give you commitment. But also this person is not letting you free to do whatever you want to do. This third party don't know everything about you. But they have heard gossip about you and your partner, and it is from one of your person's family member or their close friend. There are some people from your person's family or friend circle who know about your connection and the gossip about you and your partner connection a lot. This third party keeps your partner under heavy binding work. And not only on your partner, but also they tried to send negative energy and strong evil eye. But you are totally protected because of your ancestors' spirit around you, and that evil work didn't even come close to you. This person is not only keeping you stuck in your life, but also they are holding on you very tightly, this person. Think about you and your situation almost 24/7. Both of you are seeing each other in dreams. This person is feeling obsessed for you, and they are also very possessive, even if they know that they are not tie any official bond with you. But they feel a really strong bond with you. Universe is playing their role in this connection, but divine is waiting to see if this person can get themselves out of third-party manipulation and their binding work. Later this person used to feel sorry for the third person for not being the perfect partner for them, but things are changing as they are coming to know the real intention of third party. You're guided to be gentle with yourself today. There might be some imbalance energy within you. Some of you might easily to get triggered/sensitive today about something, but it is okay and normal. The delays in your life is not because things aren't moving, but because this just not the right time for everything to be in place at the moment. The delays are actually the protection you're getting from the universe. Some of you are worrying about connection with a specific person. The spirit here is to telling you. This person share the same value, feelings, and emotions as much as you do. They do care about you, although they may not saying it. They are here to make love, not war with you. They wish to build a strong foundation with you. So now, what really is stopping you from make the decision or movement? I do see there are many ego, pride, insecurities, material realm gets on its way. Release and surrender to the control. Someone here is ready to give the new version of themselves. They are about to give another chance for you, and let the love in, as well as leaving past behind. If you believe, type yes. God's saying to you, start believing because you're about to manifest something amazing. The High Priestess is so powerful and aligned. She has achieved perfect balance with the universe, and she knows her purpose. The veil between worlds is thin right now, and you may receive communication from spirit easily, whether this is channeling guidance from your higher self or messages coming through from a loved one. You are guided and protected right now. Trust your intuition and participate in spiritual activities such as meditation, rituals, self-care, etc. You're being called to take action on something. Do you know what it is? See how much better you feel just focusing on your breathing. There's some small ways to remain present and mindful, which won't take a lot of time out of your busy schedule. If you're busy at home, then grab a smudging stick and smudge yourself every so often. That's what I do on busy days, and it's a little energy booster. If you aren't feeling busy yet, then get prepared, because it may take you by surprise. Notice how the guy in the Seven of Wands is wearing odd shoes? He wasn't ready for this and was caught off guard. You've tasted success recently, even if it felt brief, and now you've got work to do in order to get another taste. The good news is that after this week, things will happen fast. Don't compare or compete. Be you and remember your vision. It'll help you stay grounded and keep believing in your dreams. Find the balance between strength and rest, and you'll be fine. Whatever you're worried about right now will show a solution soon. Update. New truths are arising from the depth of your soul. There are key deep things that you can't ignore any longer. Something may have to fall so that you experience a real rebirth. Sometimes change is inevitable. The secrets of your heart must all be revealed, listened to, granted. It may come as intense in the first place to feel these new steps, but this could totally be one of your most powerful decisions, openings, gateways to freedom. Believe your inner voice is on point. The truest form of power we can have is being so whole within we are, fine with and without our twin flames in our lives. If you are not there yet, that's perfectly okay, but just having an awareness of this is key to accelerating your path to inner well-being. If we are reaching for our twins for happiness, this gives them a responsibility for us, a job to make us happy. This ultimately is doomed for failure because it goes against everything in this journey. Ultimately, it is an impossible task for someone else to do your inner work. It can only be done by you. Your twin flame had to separate from you, as you would not have done the work necessary to grow. This connection is so consuming we naturally would have been consumed with our twin flames, becoming dependent on them for happiness. When we experienced separation, it was for our highest good, so we could remove the blocks and barriers to love. This is so we can love in a new way, which our higher selves understand. Is true happiness because we are not dependent on another. This completely frees us and our twin flames from needing anything from the other. We can love them in a way we are truly meant to love, without focusing on them and their journey. That's their journey, not ours, and when we love with our egos, we feel hurt and wonder why and wallow over them not choosing us, which is in fact is just orchestrated by ours and our twins' higher self for growth. It is not real. However, know that they, which means we, needed to go through this for our growth. And everything they go through is leading them back to us. As ultimately we are their only true love, it is impossible to separate from you or lose this love. Trust me, my twin tried everything to get away from me, and me him at one point. When we realign our energy within ourselves by connecting with the internal well of love within us, we reconnect with our internal guidance system, which knows all, and we can switch from fear, guiding us, to love, paving the way for us to live in a true, unconditional, loving way, which opens the door to you. This is not the time to conclude anything. The decision-making does not have to happen now. Some situation have come up which could be pushing you to resolve some conflicts. It's a good thing, and this might have just happened before a major decision. Don't feel sad about it. It's important for these issues to come up. There are certain areas of your life that you need to make peace with. These issues I see were closed inside old doors, which probably you didn't want to look at ever again. Post the eclipse, it is all being purged out of your system, because you had to face the realities associated with this situation. What I pick here is that maybe you always doubt yourself about a certain approach you have. The idea is that you don't really need to doubt yourself. Your approach is fine. After facing all the inner depths and small details associated with this situation, it's then better to move ahead, because if these things come up later, it will be a blow-up, and then it might become difficult to handle. This pain of his feeling was weighing you down, and it's good that these things are coming up right now. I see a lot of abundance coming our way in the next 4 months' time, and your life will move in a completely different direction. This time right now is going to show you the reality of a lot of things, and it's important for you to see it. I see that a decision is linked with this reality. Be firm in your beliefs. Divine Feminine, you may feel the duality of souls as ego now within. As you become more clear on your internal world during this time, you may feel a lot of fear and worry coming up. What it does, instead of playing into it, you are observing your inner self. You may feel like you are watching a movie. You are able to clearly see that your fears can take you down a path of dysfunction. You are learning that emotions are just energy. Yes, you can feel them, but it doesn't mean you will become them. You are starting to coach yourself and learning to take the higher road. Divine masculine, you may be feeling like you can open up more emotionally to your divine feminine. You have been healing a lot of masculine wounding, and you feel safe to express yourself now. You no longer want to feel unhappy with life. You know what you want, and you're ready to go after it. Things really feel like they have shifted, and you're feeling more grounded than ever before. Whenever you start to doubt your strength again, remember what this journey looked like when you first began. You did not know it all. You did not feel strong, but you kept on believing yourself through it all. It was hard to keep going at times, but breath by breath, step by step, you have come this far. Even if right now life is still full of uncertainty and stress, know that it is okay. In your own time, you will overcome them. God's saying to you, when I give you a promise, it may happen immediately, or it may take time, but it will never happen when you wish it to, because you never think whether you are prepared for it or not. When you keep on wishing it for happen, that's the reason why I always says, trust me, because I will give what I promised only when you are prepared for it, so that you will never lose it from our life for any reason. Trust me, I will never give you a false promise. If I said, I will do it. Always remember, blessed is the one who believed what I promised will fulfill. My child, sometimes when you ask me for something, instead of getting what you have asked, you may get something else. It is not because you did not pray for it properly, but because I know what's best for you, as because you are. My child, I will only give you only the best. Trust me, I will give you the best that no one ever can give. Waiting is too hard, but waiting till my perfect time is better. Do you think, whether without having a plan or a reason, I will let you wait for some things? While you wait, you just only think about the blessing what you are waiting for. But I have a lot of other blessings for you through your waiting. Trust me, in its perfect time, everything will happen. God says today, you don't have to love your difficult days in order to love yourself. It's okay to feel hurt and overwhelmed when you go through hardships and pain. To truly love yourself is to accept even the parts of you that are not healed yet. It means embracing the journey, no matter how impossible it feels to keep going some days. It means to trust yourself more than you trust your circumstances. It means to go through the hard days and still be willing to show up every day for your own self. Child, there are times in life when holding on to some things takes you away from the life you are truly worthy of. Sometimes the only choice you will have is to let go and trust and see where life takes you. I know it's not easy, this trusting in the unknown, this carrying on in a dark and never-ending path. But you will find out along the way that even though it is hard, it is also full of wonderful opportunities. If you are willing to endure through those temporary moments of difficulty, if you are brave enough to choose the life you deserve, God's saying today, your patience and dedication is paying off. A big breakthrough is coming. There is no need to rush things. Instead, focus on each step ahead of you. Put the blinders on and focus on your life. Don't get lost in how everyone else is living. Focus on protecting your energy and prioritizing your needs. Resting and recharging are crucial for you to maintain the positive momentum you are generating. Lock in on your dreams and exhibit extreme patience. God loves you enough to remove anyone from your life that doesn't align with His purpose and plan for you. Instead of running after them, compromising who you are to make them stay, choose to let them go and allow God to restore your broken heart and find hope in Him again. God cannot add until you learn to let go. When one door closes, He will always open up another. Every loss is repaid with gain. My child, stop worrying about what other people think of you and focus on yourself instead. Focus on what makes you happy. Focus on what makes your soul feel at peace. You are your biggest commitment, so start loving your flaws. Your awkwardness, your weirdness, your intensity, and your vulnerability. Life becomes so much more fulfilling when you are simply yourself. The world keeps spinning whether people understand you or not. So why not make this next trip around the sun about you? God's saying to you, the ideal version of you doesn't exist. You do? You are 1 in a million because you are you. You don't have to hide your imperfections to make someone fall for you. You don't need to be flawless to be loved. No one is perfect, and the idea of perfection is unattainable. You are unique in our own way, and your uniqueness is what makes you irreplaceable. The real you is far more special than the ideal version of you. Be completely yourself, and you will find the person who is right for you. Stay true to yourself, and the ones who love you will do the same to you. If someone really loves you, they will love everything about you. You will always be the best for them. They will embrace your chaos and mess. They will allow you to express yourself in a plain and honest way. They will make you feel safe enough to reveal yourself as you really are. They will love you at your worst. Liberate yourself from the need to be who you think you should be. Love is supposed to set you free. Perfection doesn't matter, so forget it. Your truth matters, so live it. God says, your butterfly cocoon is opening. Your wings are getting ready to spread, and your spirit is getting ready to fly. Lift your face up to the universe and breathe in the new air that has entered your life. The portal to your has finally opened, and you're ready to walk through it. The time you've spent evolving your soul has been preparing you for this very moment. Step out of your last chapter with faith and step into your new life with confidence. What you deserve is already on its way to you. The dream, the love, the health, the abundance. You're standing in the perfect spot to receive it all. Get ready to be completely amazed with what comes next. My child, when you let go of the beliefs that limit you, you allow success beyond what you can perceive for yourself. New paths require new thinking. Start by holding yourself accountable for the role you played in the creation of the life you want. Work on your healing and commit to what makes your soul happy. You are infinite potential. Stop doing things your way. Surrender to a new way as a powerful creator of solutions. There is nothing more exhausting than not living up to your full potential. Holding back your blessings and your greatness is an exhausting task. You will know when you're resisting the call when you constantly feel exhausted. So what is stopping you from being yourself? What needs to happen in order for you to finally go after your dreams and give it your all? You have got to try. At least give it a shot. You'll never know if you never try. The regret of not trying is much more difficult to live with than the embarrassment of one small failure. God says, you've been presented with a lot of open doors in your life that you chose not to walk through in the moment, either because of fear, doubt, or other circumstances that led you to walk away. But the current climate of your elevated energy creates a revolving door of these opportunities. They are manifestations that have been ready for you, but you weren't ready for them. That's changed now. You have a ton of wrapped gifts that have been waiting for your attention. Life is about to get even more interesting for you. The ego is always in a hurry. It constantly wants to do something. The moment you slow down or take a break, you realize how impatient it gets when you log out of the doing mode. There's a need for control and dominance that makes the ego stress over doing more. No matter how fast you run, but if you're running in the wrong direction, it won't make you happy. For the spirit, it's not about doing, it's about being. Feeling aligned while doing something is far more important than doing just for the doing's sake. A lot of us don't even explore this being energy because we never slow down. A deep awareness is needed to help you overcome the uneasiness that you feel when you are just being. The deep awareness that comes from beyond the ego. Let go, be present, and unravel the magic of being. Fear weakens your immunity, and love raises your vibration because it's the highest frequency in the universe. Many times your ego will try to resist the new, unfamiliar, or even what's good for you because ego is false self. It represents separation or lack-based mindset. Step into the most empowered version of you and move through what scares you the most courageously, because that's where you'll find your greatest strength. Fear is nothing but false evidence appearing real. Your angel saying, I hope you know that you have nothing to prove. I know it doesn't always feel that way. I know how easy it is to get wrapped up in other people's opinions, and even when you try not to, you fall into the trap of tying your worth to your achievements like a packed resume is proof that you're something special. And it feels like you need to show people, see what I can do? Do you see that I'm enough? Can you see my worth and usefulness? But you don't actually need to prove that. You don't need to show people that you're important. Outward success doesn't make you more worthy of someone's energy. You're already worthy of love and respect and acceptance and everything good in this world. And I hope whatever path you choose in life, you don't choose it solely to prove something. Because there's no end to that path. There's no peace down that road. And I promise you're already so incredibly worthy and important and needed. It's been true since the day you were born. You've spent enough time trying to prove your worth. Let this next chapter be written with your worthiness already tied to every single word. God saying, welcome to the darkening of the light. Just like winter or the dark night of the soul, we need darkness to ultimately find the light. We need darkness as a veil to what is growing beneath the surface. What surfaces is your endurance to channel your crisis into change. It is time to surrender your heart and soul to the universe. Shed like a snake what no longer serves you. Let go and flow with where the stream of life wants you to go. Listen to the rhythm and beat of your heart. Surrender your soul to the alluring pull of what you desire. Release your fears and doubts, child of the universe. The stars and angels are always supporting you. You are exactly where you need to be right now. When the world is dark, your inner light shines bright. Your angel says today, are you trying to be positive while waiting for life to get easier, praying for things to change? That just brings anxiety, stress, and eventually hopelessness. Every day there's no change is more disappointment. Not cool. Find the positive and get okay with how life is now. No more waiting for change. Today is what you've got. Make the best of it. Grateful you get to live this day. Your emotional health, your connection to God are what determine if you're okay or not. It's not in your circumstances, it's in you. You gave it your all. You pushed as far as you could. You did everything that your soul could carry. Say you loved them with everything your heart had to give. You risked it all for them. Say to them, you didn't know what to do at that moment, only that you now know what you didn't, only that you wish you could have taken it back, only that some things needed to happen so you could be the person you are today. And then tell them, you were hurting too. You had pain you didn't know how to feel. You had anger with no course to take. You were lost, beaten, wildly wandering, and just figuring it all out. Because the thing is, you can't blame yourself forever. We've all been children once. We've all been lost. We've all been petty. We've all wished life easier. We've all hurt people and been hurt. We've all secretly obsessed for a miracle to land on our laps. and that is the person you used to be. Those are the paths you've already taken, so be easier on yourself. You're choosing who you are right now. You've learned what was painful. You now understand a little more about yourself and life. So don't let your pain stop you from moving forward. Let the cycle end here. Vexking, we've all got a story. Some are more tragic than others, but each with its own share of hardship and times when fairness wasn't on your side. Unfortunately, society loves comparing our struggles. And when the focus shifts to who is hurting more, we miss the point. The sooner we can accept that many of the battles we'll ever fight are internal, and everyone has them, the sooner we can support one another. Every day that you decide to get out of bed, take responsibility for your existence. Choose love over hate and healing over resentment. You're a superhero putting on a cape. There is so much to be sad about and angry over, and so much unfairness and injustice running rampant in the world. But it wins when we give up on love and peace. When external circumstances consume our destined will to thrive, we miss out on life. You have more fight in you than you know. And my hope is that we can spend more time reflecting and encouraging others to battle through their circumstances instead of taking bets on which circumstance is more difficult to overcome. If we can't agree that everyone struggles, we can at least agree that the world pressures us differently, and the intensity of social expectations reaches us all. So just as we can't truly compare struggles, we can't compete over successes. God saying today? For some, success looks like taking a shower today and eating a complete meal. For others, it's impressing a boss. For some, it's remaining patient with their children despite being overwhelmed. For others, it's supporting a student and preventing them from going down a dark path in life. There are a dozen versions of success you can experience in a day that you'll miss out on if it isn't the version of success you compare yourself to. But every win is worth celebrating. So never let the world or a bad situation or an unfair circumstance tell you you're not doing your best with what you've got. Angels says, if you could make a list of everything you've ever worried about, everything you thought you'd never get over, every answer you thought you'd never find, every fear you thought would the end of you, you'd realize that you don't even think about most of them anymore. Without you realizing, they all passed, and your story became clear. As time goes on, you will begin to see the magic in the process. You will begin to understand why things had to unfold precisely the way they did. You will realize that if you did not have the exact experiences you had just as you had them, you would have missed out on some essential lessons and tools and pieces of wisdom that built you into the person you are today, the person who will keep walking you forward. When you look back on the past, you can see the purpose in how everything unfolded, and I am here to tell you that one day you'll see it in what's happening right now too. You just have to keep going. One day you are going to look back on this time and realize you were always right where you were meant to be. When we speak to children with kindness and respect, we help them to feel valued and empowered. We also encourage them to believe in their own abilities and potential. This can help them to develop a strong sense of self-esteem, which is essential for their overall well-being. Furthermore, when we speak to children as if they're wise and magical, we help to foster their imagination and creativity. This can lead to a greater sense of curiosity and a desire to learn and explore the world around them. Also encourages them to think critically and develop their own unique perspectives. On the other hand, if we speak to children with negativity or criticism, it can have a detrimental effect on their self-esteem and confidence. They may begin to doubt their abilities and feel less motivated to try new things or take risks. They may also develop negative beliefs about themselves that can be difficult to overcome later in life. In essence, the way we speak to our children can shape their beliefs, attitudes, and values. By speaking to them with kindness, respect, and encouragement, We can help them to become the best versions of themselves and achieve their full potential. We have been thinking and praying about the realities of mental health in our world, because it's an area where we have a real concern in calling. When we went to school to get our doctorates in psychology, it was because we had a burden to help people in the church be healthier, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So this month we'll be theming our Instagram content around mental health topics. And specifically, we'll look at integrating mental and emotional health with faith in Jesus. Our prayer is that these posts will remove the shame, judgment, and isolation around mental health challenges that many people face. Together we'll gain more understanding of mental health issues, how they relate to discipleship to Jesus, and how to treat all people with empathy and dignity. Dear God, some of the hardest moments of my life have prepared me for the kind of courage I would never have had if life had been easy. This doesn't mean that I want to experience pain or that getting hurt doesn't bother. But it means that rather than seeing pain as a hindrance to my growth, I see it as a necessary tool. Pain has taught me things that happiness never could. Pain has allowed me to understand how fleeting everything is, how temporary the good times can be, and just how unpredictable life is. Pain allowed me to understand the importance of learning about myself and what would be good for me. Pain pushed me to change, grow, and shape myself in new ways. And I'm not saying that pain is something we should all experience in order to reach those places, but what I am saying is this hurting will not stop you from being your happiest self one day. In fact, it might even give you the strength that you need to get there sooner. Listen to the voice of your inner child. Heed the voice of the child within. It does not speak to you with words, but with the silent language of the heart. Your inner child cannot lie. It speaks with purity and truth. See or feel how it smiles. You are now ready to encounter beautiful moments on your soul path. You have become wiser and freer, and you celebrate and have fun whenever you wish. Your inner child is delighted by your wildness and renewed playfulness. Put flowers in your hair, have fun with your inner child, and grant him or her a wish. Return, you will receive a gift that this world cannot buy. Time. The inner child within you has the hour to expand time. It can take you to places where time passes more slowly. Play, enjoy yourself. Rise above the absurd construct of time in which you live, but which in truth has absolutely nothing to do with you. Hear the whispers that reach you gently and softly. Live your life in play, and you are free of time. So tell me, how big is your heart? Is it big enough to remember little things? Like how many spoons of sugar one like in me morning coffee? Or how many times I pretend to be on iPhone in a crowded room that gives me social anxiety? Is it big enough to forgive a little? On days I get so consumed by things I'm doing that I look like I'm in a bubble, or on days I get distracted in the middle of a conversation and cut you off in the middle? Is it big enough to love a little more? On days I feel worthless and gloomy? On days I feel it's all rushing by? Is it big enough to embrace kindness from strangers? Is it big enough to remember all important moments while we create new ones? Is it big enough to understand that sometimes we can love cities, cultures, stories, and not just people? So tell me, how big is your heart? If you believe, type